Hello, it's me again. Today we're going to be going over a new series I decided to start called Versus, which is kind of like Death Battle, except it's fights that have happened in my story, and I'm going to be talking about them. And the first one today is Ghost Punisher versus Spawn. So, the way it started off was Spawn had just found Cody, Steve, Bob, and Alex, and Reva. And then they heard a motorcycle sound, and the Ghost Punisher drove up. And he jumped off of his motorcycle, and Spawn pulled out his super shotgun and shot at him. The shots seemed to do nothing but piss him off. Reva decided to help Spawn, but was shot with a shotgun by Ghost Punisher. She survived and was dragged off by Steve, Bob, and Alex, while Cody stayed behind to help Spawn, just in case he needed help. And they fought. They were pretty equal for most of the fight, but they were throwing each other through walls, punching as hard as they can at each other, ripping and tearing until their fists became bloody. And eventually, Spawn started getting the upper hand on Frank, but only for a little while. Frank and Spawn managed to disarm each other and were fighting hand to hand. And it was epic. The two titans were clashing. And nobody knew who would win. Spawn had Frank on the ground and was beating him until Frank managed to get out of his grip and turn the tables on Spawn and start beating him. Spawn then fought as hard as he could, or about as hard as he could, but Frank was something else. Gifted with the powers of wrath, she had gifted him more strength than he could ever hope to have, and he was able to get the upper hand on Spawn, and at one point even had him on the ground. Cody tried to intervene, but was taken down pretty easily by Frank. He tried to slice at Frank with his sword, but Frank caught the handle and flipped Cody over his shoulder and then kicked him away. He then started tearing apart Spawn's armor, ripping off his cape and armor. He then held Spawn down, and despite Cody's best efforts to get Frank to stop, Frank wouldn't. He was winning. He pulled out his knife and raised it into the air, ready to kill Spawn. But then, Cody mentioned something that would ultimately end up saving Spawn. He mentioned Frank's daughter and his son. Frankie, the Arkham Knight, and Lisa, the Red Hood. Frank then managed to regain control of himself and turned back into his normal form. He then apologized to Cody for what he had done. Cody told him that it was fine. And then a portal opened up, and two Hellraisers and Inferno came through. They had come for Frank and the others. A Hellraiser shot Frank, sending him flying. And then Inferno grabbed Frank while Spawn and Cody stayed back. Then Wrath ordered Inferno and the Hellraisers to kill Spawn and Cody. But Spawn and Cody were able to get away due to Spawn's teleportation ability. Spawn grabbed onto Cody and teleported away very quickly as Frank was dragged through the portal, which for what may be his last time seeing them. And that's how it happened. And the winner was Frank. If you enjoyed, leave a like, and let me know if I should do this for multiple fights that happen in my story, if anyone even watches this. But anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe maybe if you like my content. And goodbye. I'm not going to scream this time.